My name is Adam Reifsteck, and I'm a composer, producer, and arts entrepreneur. I guess I've been in New York for about 10 years now and working in the industry for about 10 years. And so basically, I started out as a composer, writing mostly contemporary classical music, writing for a variety of different ensembles, and received commissions as well as grants from the Lower Manhattan Cultural Council, as well as a few others in support of my music. And then I guess being in New York, I sort of took full advantage of being in the music capital and sort of attended as many concerts and shows as I could, ranging from a variety of different genres, and from classical music to jazz to electronic music. And I really found a place in the underground electronic music scene. And in about 2012, I started my own studio alias called Sonic Fear. And I started to DJ a little bit in New York and started producing my own electronic music. So it was kind of interesting that I'm sort of straddling both the electronic music world as well as the contemporary classical world. So it's my career has sort of evolved in the 10 years I've been in it, and now I recently started a record label called Teknofonic Recordings, and part of what the company does is to release music by artists that are thinking outside of the box and doing a lot of different creative things, and not necessarily being bound by one particular genre, such as I am, since I both, seamlessly go through both classical and the electronic worlds, and sometimes combine even both worlds. So I think that we're in a very interesting time in the industry, and artists are experimenting with different sounds, and and so sort of starting this record label was really a way for me to help other artists that are in the similar situation as I am. So in terms of demo submissions, we kind of what I'm listening for is usually you can tell within the first 20 seconds of listening to a track whether or not the artist has a good sense of the music and what they're doing. Since primarily what we do is as my label is release electronic music. We're looking for artists that have a command of the audio process, and there's a very sound quality to it. So you can tell pretty quickly whether they're using, whether or not they know what they're doing in terms of a technical standpoint. And so we're looking not only for, the tracks that we listen to and that we like to see are can be professionally mastered, but they don't have to be. So if we'd rather see an artist come to us with an unmastered track for possible release, rather than trying to take on mastering themselves, because it's a completely different beast. And I rarely master my own tracks. I have somebody else. It's always master my own music, and actually having somebody else master my music is great, because you get a different perspective and a different ear to the track. So rather than having a full, complete product, if don't be afraid of sending us stuff that is not completely mastered, but is kind of ready to go. So that's what we're really looking for. And so yeah, just to sum up, just technically sound, great compositionally, and also something that I haven't heard before. I listen to a ton of music, and I'm really looking for something that's completely different, doesn't sound like anything else that I've heard. So if we are interested in signing one of your tracks to us, we operate very differently than the traditional label model. what we do is we're looking for partnerships and collaborations with the artists and helping you develop your sound and develop you as an artist. So we really aren't going by track basis per se. When we sign you, we want to see you long term working with us. So you know, we're pretty open in terms of what you want to release once we sign you, and basically the contract is open ended in that you keep your copyrights. And we work with you to hopefully get your music out there on all digital platforms. So the reason why I use Music Xray is they really have streamlined the submission process. One of the things that I don't like is the blind emails that young producers are sending out. Hey man, listen to my track, and or you know, and then they send it to a bunch of labels at the same time. So I think using Music Xray has been great because you know, you can meet other artists through their service that are serious about their music and wanting to go the extra mile and really do the groundwork and work collaboratively with us. So right off the bat, I think, you know, there's a whole there's a quality control.